Microsoft have recently announced a brand new offering called Azure DevOps. You may remember this as visualstudio.com or VSTS or TFS in the cloud or some other name. Let's see if we can get something working with that. Let's mash on that. Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of the Asp.Net Monsters. We are going to do a CDO Pants Azure DevOps story here, and we are going to try and put our GenFu project into Azure DevOps. But I don't even remember where it is. We have a getgenfu.com or .io or something, right? Is that still
Just
around?
GenFu.io.
GenFu.io, is that what it is? Wow.
That's how raw this is.
It's ridiculously raw. Okay, and I'm hoping that this has a link to our GitHub repo. We're on GitHub.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So ignore the fact that we haven't touched it for 10 months. And go from there. So right now we have a build badge here, but I think this thing is on AppFair.
That's correct.
So let's just try making it not on AppFair, I guess. We'll see how easy it is. So we have created a organization, I think that's it right now, inside of visualstudio.com. I still want it to be like devops.com, but I guess it's still going to be called visualstudio.com to maximize confusion. So let's go and create a project here. GenFu. And
Don't forget the capital. Don't forget the capital F.
Yeah, you're right. I was hoping to make it public. Public properties is disabled for organization. You can turn public properties in the organization. Okay, let's go turn that on.
It's not a bad option to have it on, like have it disabled by default. Allow public projects is down the bottom there.
Yeah.
Run into a number of situations where people have accidentally made public repos and shared private keys, so that's not a bad idea.
It is amazing how quickly, if you share a private key, somebody will be mining Bitcoin with it. Alright, what else we got here in advanced? Version control Git. Is there another option? Of course not. Let's just ignore that. I don't know. What's our work item process? There's Agile, CMMI, and Scrum. There is not totally abandoned.
What is there sub-agile or?
We'll just say it's Agile. That's probably
Sure.
the safest bet. That sounds like the closest to the chaos that we do.
Works for me.
New project is being created right now. And now? And now. Continues to be created. Hey, welcome to the project.
Yeah, welcome, guys.
Cool.
GenFun?
Oh.
Look at that. Well, hey.
Well, you know what? I did this on purpose so I can demonstrate that you can rename these things, which I feel like is a thing that you can do now. Let's go back. Because for the longest time you couldn't rename these projects, but I feel like you can now. Project settings, maybe? Yeah.
Definitely going to be in project settings.
GenFu project.
Rename. There it is.
Yeah,
There's a button right there.
Okay, apparently it's a disruptive thing, but we haven't done anything yet, so I don't really see what it's going to disrupt. We'll go ahead and do that. Oh, it changed the color of the icon. That is disruptive. I don't like that. Okay, so repos, we're not probably going to have any repos, right? Because we're just going to keep using GitHub. I don't have any intentions of pulling in new stuff. Yes? No?
I don't think that there needs to be a repo here unless it, like the repos...
Okay, so I'm going to turn repos off then.
Pipelines.
Let's go from there, and we'll just go to pipelines. Builds, releases. Builds is, I guess, where we want to start. New pipeline. I like their icons. Alright, it's on the GitHub. Authorized with OAuth. Oh, that did nicely. All. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here.
There it is, GenFu.
Cool. Choose a template. Well, it's .NET Core.
Wow. Yeah.
Let me see something that's like one of these, because it's not ASP.NET Core. It's just .NET Core. Or .NET Standard. Well, maybe we'll just go with ASP.NET Core. It sounds the closest to what we want. Because we definitely want desktop.
Yeah, we do. No, we do have. I thought we had a build version that we were outputting for like 4.6 or something like that for backwards compatibility or cross framework compatibility. But I don't know where this is going to take us either. Okay. So we might be able to add another output of some kind.
It's taking me here to pipelines.yaml. Okay, so this looks like it is going to run on an Ubuntu image in release mode. We've got some .NET build scripts here. So this should work right out of the box, I think. Like, we should support building on Ubuntu. Okay, let's just try saving and running it to see what happens. Commit directly to the master branch. Oh, it's going to commit a thing. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we can commit directly. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Alright, so I like this already, that there's a YAML file that's going to be used to run builds. So this is similar to something like CircleCI. Unable to configure a service on such a GitHub repository. This is likely because monitoring is permission is to manage hooks for the selected repository. That sounds like a James thing that needs to be done.
Yeah, okay. So would you like me to just walk through the same steps while you guys entertain the kind viewers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We can take a look. While you're running through the steps, maybe we'll take a look at what the Affair build does. See if there's anything we need to steal from there. Set this thing up. Sign in, maybe? Okay, use GitHub for this. Okay. Mr. James. Let's try Mr. James.
Could I get you to try to add me to VSTS?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. I bet you have to go back up here to the organization. Organization settings.
Users.
You're right.
But I'm not a monster?
Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes there are only two monsters.
Wow. I don't know why I was hoping that would work. Do you have a Microsoft login?
Yeah, why don't you go with james.chambers@hotmail.ca.
No way. Is that a thing? Now, is it like this or like this?
It is not the one that confused my mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Add to projects. Well, I'll add you right to GenFu. Project contributors, project administrators. All right. We're going to push you right up to the top of the heap here.
Wunderflogen. I will get started on my journey of logging in.
Alright. Dave has a little exclamation mark. You would not find a subscription assigned to this user.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
So
this has been a 3-month long battle because I changed my account alias to something different.
So
every day I spent half an hour with Microsoft support trying to figure this out.
So just on my side, as I'm going through it, I went to the builds under pipelines, and it says there's no build pipelines. So when it failed, did it actually fail out of creation as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think it just was like, no, well, I couldn't save it anywhere, so I guess that
Sure.
makes sense that it failed.
So it didn't save like a partway thing. Okay, okay, I see the same thing as you, so I'll just go ahead. Yeah, select a repository.
Okay, so how does this build actually work?
Should be a YAML file actually in the project already
Yeah,
for
it
this.
should be. Let's see if we can find it here. GitHub. Mr. James GenFu. YAML. That's funny. It did set up the Azure pipelines YAML, but it obviously wasn't able to set up some hook. Okay, so what are we doing here? So this is pretty easy, right? We're just doing a .NET restore, doing a .NET build, and we're doing a .NET pack.
Yep. And the restore probably isn't necessary.
What? Oh, yeah, it does that automatically now, doesn't it? As part of the build.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have another little hiccup here on a security-wise. I'm going to create the service connection to GenFu, and it says that I must be a project collection administrator, and I should be added to the endpoint creators group.
That sounds complicated. Okay.
Endpoint creators group.
Endpoint creators.
Project administrators, it sounded like both of those.
User or groups. Chamber. I'm surprised, like contributors. Yeah, like it. Okay, so it's Azure. So what was the second part of that?
I'm gonna just try and proceed now, and it did let me go. That was enough of a thing.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Excellent.
So you can create endpoints now. I'm gonna add everyone to that because who doesn't want to create endpoints? Yay.
So there is an agent created. You can go inspect the pipeline now.
Look at this.
Woo!
A manual build for change changes. It's running right now. Let's see what happens. Look at that. It's preparing an agent. An agent is ready. Holy smokes. Okay, so it's went and it got stuff. I like this bit. That's nice. Uh-oh. Bash exited with code 145.
Oh, 145.
Well, at least it's not 147. We'd have to
I know.
burn down the White House again if it was 147. Okay, so a compatible version. Oh, okay. So do we have
we're
a
on an
global
old
JSON
version.
that is super? Didn't somebody just open a bug on this just like a day ago?
It's possible.
I swear I just saw something about this. Can't build a solution. After deleting global JSON from the root, I can build GenFu, but not GenFu tests. Wow, that's cool.
We have some work to do.
We do. Well, at least we know we can delete the global. So let's just go do that and see what happens.
We don't need to test the project, right?
Well, we write perfect code all the time. Is there a way to delete a file from? Then that's weird. Global JSON. Edit. Oh, we delete. Yeah, that is a pretty ancient version. Commit directly to the master branch. Yeah, because we like to live dangerously.
I feel like that global JSON was added at one of the codeathons at an MVP summit, and it was done so to lock into a specific version because we were having trouble with some of the system reflection stuff.
Look at that, it's already kicked off another build. Done gunned and got the sources. Again. What else did this guy have to say? Nugurson? Nugurson, alright. What is the problem here? It's difficult to parse. Reference the package. Take the package downgrade from blah to blah. I don't know. You know, one thing I'd really like about AppVer is that they update the fave icon depending on the status of your build. That could be cool to have here too. Alright, so what do we get to here?
A little bit further.
Fire project or solution file. The working directory did not contain project. Do we seriously not have a solution file in here? Oh, so it's in source probably. Okay, so because James loves source folders, we need to go and just edit this release a little bit. Let's see, get sources, variables. Am I missing something here? Is there something?
There's a YAML. Yeah, if you go to that YAML tab, is there some way to edit the script?
See, this feels like it just governs the checkout process. Feels supposed to, surely there is more in our...
Oh, you're actually on get sources. What about if you click the pipeline? No, okay, sorry. And then build pipelines. Oh, edit. That takes us back here. Interesting.
Maybe the YAML editing doesn't work yet. Yeah, I don't see any way to change anything more than that. Let's just go edit it directly in here. Azure pipelines, YAML. Okay, so build. So I wonder what these steps are. Can you like change directory, or do you have to?
Or just give it the path to the solution.
Is there a way to pass that into .NET Build? I'm sure there is.
I think just give it the file name.
.NET. Maybe. Cool, there is. Configuration,
yeah.
Version number.
One of the last first argument there, project.
So it's going to be source, and I don't know what it was called.
GenFu.sln.
I wonder if you know what the capitalization is on that?
It shouldn't. Oh wait, it may matter. Capital G. Yeah, capital G, capital F.
All right. So there we go.
Now I'm just looking at. I'm actually just looking at our script in app that we had for AppVer as well. We were passing an assembly version and informational version.
Oh, that's a good thing to do. Okay. We should do that. That's like a step 2.
Yeah, okay, we'll figure that out next.
I feel like it's taking longer than it did last time. Which is good.
Well, it's restoring the packages, so that's further.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Beta 2. Wow.
Yeah. All right. There may be some updates needed to this project.
We do accept pull requests.
Well, you know, you say that, but this guy's pull request has been open for like a year.
That's
that one's a hard one. That one's a hard one to figure out. I think if we do that one, we kind of need to do a
complete rewrite.
Big new release.
Yeah. Can I find the location from where to fetch logs? All right. First of all, it's from whence to fetch logs. So log messages, not great. But it would be nice if we had some. All right, we just need to click again.
There it goes.
Okay, so it installed a bunch of stuff, and then it failed. What happened here? Yep, tests. Failed. Yeah. So
we could use the.
So
we should be able to use the project name straight up, right?
Yeah. So our problem is that we're detecting these package downgrades. So I don't know what that means, like whether we've updated the test assemblies and we haven't updated everything else, or what the deal is with that. But we could probably just exclude that one from the solution file for now.
What could go wrong?
Well, I'm sure it will work. I don't want to be like that guy who makes these sorts of changes.
You could just
So
comment it out.
I don't know. Does this support comments? Yeah, let's see if there's a comment character in this file. So
I think you want a space though after those two.
I think it's that finickety 8FF. So these guys too will need that. That's what I was expecting.
Looks good. There's definitely some funk in the code.
I already feel like this interface is friendlier than the last one. Like with
Yeah, it seems like a big improvement.
Yeah, with the last interface, I was constantly clicking the wrong thing, and I couldn't put my finger on what was wrong with it. It was just like universally not perfect.
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at this on my screen here, and for some reason I'm not able to edit the pipeline build.
Well, I wasn't able to either. Like I had to go in and edit the YAML file.
No, but the edit button, which is enabled for you,
is
it's disabled.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what groups you need to be in. Edit project level information. I would have thought like the ability to edit a pipeline should be fairly open. Let's see who members of this stuff. Oh, you're not a project administrator. I must not have added you when I first added the project. Okay. How's the pipeline going here?
There we go. Now I can.
Still not working. No fail.
Yeah. Looks like with the web project now.
Oh, there's still stuff failing. Alright, we're definitely gonna have to come in and revisit this stuff because this is like, it's ridiculous. Preview 2 of this ancient stuff has got to go. But I think our primary purpose is that we want to get just GenFu working.
Yeah, so
build the assemblies and then have the ability to publish those out onto NuGet, hopefully.
yeah, so we can dump the web for now. And why don't we also, do the helpers?
So the only
Sorry,
one
Dave.
to keep is C1. That's gonna go. Alright. I didn't put spaces on these. I guess we'll find out.
Oh, we'll test to see if that works, yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. Like, who had heard of a comment character being a hash sign and a space? This feels like one of those things where I'm going to be eating my words in like 2 minutes' time. It's awesome they have the time to 3 decimal digits. That's really important. Oh gosh, seriously, that was fast.
That failed fast.
Reference assembly for .NET Framework 4, 5, or...
Yeah, so, because
Yeah.
our project builds to all those other, target those other frameworks as well, right?
Yeah, so we can build full framework stuff on a Linux box. So let's see if we can figure out how to change the target platform.
In the CS proj?
No, I was thinking in the pipelines, because right now we're running on an Ubuntu machine. So if we can maybe find Azure, I feel like I'm still going to search the STS build agent images. So what is it right now? It's just Ubuntu 16.4. Yeah, I don't know how to find a list of these.
Does the UI reveal any information about that? Like if we look at maybe...
Not seeing anything.
Agent pool, hosted VS. Huh. Hosted 1604. It's funny that the pool information there doesn't seem to comply with what we have. This is really nice though, that they have put this information right in the portal to tell you what's installed on the build agents, because this used to be, like, you used to hunt around for this, and there just happened to be some guy who had a website that maintained this information. I don't see anything here that would give me a hint as to what the image is. This is this. Alright, well, what's this file called? It's a Azure Pipelines UIML.
I found one.
Oh, yeah.
I found one. So all caps on VS 2017 and then dash and then win 2016.
Yes.
2017 dash and then win capital W lowercase in 2016. So that is obviously a... I'm just having a look through.
Well, it's obviously very slick 2017, and we won in 2016.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just looking through the steps, though. Like I just did, like I picked another one that I was just trying to kind of walk through, and it has a number of steps in the build configuration in the YAML. So I'll just copy and paste these over to Slack, and you can maybe that's. Maybe I'll Skype him over to you or something. Wow, how do you message? Okay. There you go. So there's just some I haven't really read through yet, so I just...
I don't know how to receive messages now, so...
Up in the top right corner, there you go.
Yeah, this is way easier than Slack.
Oh, it says not sent.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Try Slack.
Oh, it worked. There's a check mark.
What?
Hey!
Look at that. So where did you find that VM image?
So what I did to find that is I actually went in and picked a new, created a new project, and I picked full framework, and then I just looked at the YAML file that was generated. So no.
Good stuff. All right, so we got a thing that came out of it. There's no test run because we disabled all the test projects. What do we do now? Package it? Is that a release step? Can we do that in a release step? Or should we be doing that as a build step? Because should that... I feel like the package should be the output of the...
What about the library? Like, what's the library aspect of the pipeline?
I don't know. Oh, okay. So this is for variables. All right. So
Yeah.
No.
yeah.
Okay, that's different.
I would expect some NuGet packages to be output from the build, and then that releases would allow us to release those.
I agree. Let's see if we can figure that out. I wonder how you set artifacts on this thing. So we ran. So let's maybe edit this one here. I'm just going to assume that every line that starts with a dash is a brand new step. So we will call this .NET package. Is it package or publish? See what we have in the app there.
Pack.
Pack. Alright. It's a powerful word. Pack. Alright.
And actually, if you go back, we did have the, I mean, we can fix it later, but we had the include symbols as well. I don't know if you got that in there.
I did not. Let's see if I can find some schema here. I'm hoping there's some sort of like build artifacts, jar, template. So it's first pool to use for a job. VM image. Is that actually, is there documentation here on that? Only valid Microsoft hosted pool. Okay. So I would like the documentation here to tell us what is available. There's three.
There's a few. Yeah.
So if we needed to build on other platforms, it looks like it's super simple to do. I like that. That's nice. Functions, insertions.
There's actually something there for template expressions, which would allow you to use the library, any of the variables you store in the library.
Ah, right. But I don't see any way to like get artifacts out. We had tasks, deploy tasks, package tasks, npm.
NuGet is there.
Wow, there's
So
a lot of stuff there.
The thing I'm a little bit confused about here is why we can't add tasks to this build.
Yeah,
I expect.
that feels like a bug. Like, surely not everybody's going to be editing YAML files.
Any demo I've seen, you're able to just drag tasks into your pipeline when you're defining the build.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I can't get to that point.
Well, do you want to try putting a NuGet task in, see how it goes?
So use the, oh, it says deprecated, use the NuGet task instead. Works with the new tool installer. I'm not sure where we're supposed to.
I just scrolled down too far.
Oh,
NuGet command. At 2. Oh, it's supposed to be the version number of like the plugin that does that. Let's see, restore NuGet packages. I don't care. Pack NuGet packages. That's what I want. Got an example? Oh, why is that not an example here? Come on. Okay. Argument. Path to CS
or the new spec, so we could give it, actually we could just give it our CS proj, so.
Yeah, we could. Let's see, path in here is a base path, but It feels like it could be a little bit clearer. Well, we could probably just use like the basic commands to do this because we're doing it with AppFair. So
Do you see that at the bottom there? If you flip back, Simon, it said publish to Azure Artifacts.
yeah, so that would be nice. We could publish it to an internal feed. That would be ideal. We could try that, I guess. I don't know, I'm bothering coming to this screen. You can't do anything on it.
I don't think we should need much more than just, yeah. Were we able to find any of the artifacts from that successful build?
I don't think it published any artifacts. So I would expect like there would be artifacts now maybe? We're not really publishing anything though, so
No, but we did build the project. The output would have been a DLL.
yes, you can add these steps.
Yeah, I'm
Like I'm not
failing to understand why we can't add steps to our build. And why it's called get sources is the step. Something seems missing here.
Yeah, I agree. There's something not quite right.
Yeah, looking at that, we have the get sources.
Because there isn't even like a way for me to add steps to it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a pipeline, it's just a pipe.
.NET Pack succeeded there, and it did create a NuGet package, but we are missing, there's no artifact defined here that I can see.
Okay, yeah, so it did do that. But yeah, we need to figure out how to get that artifact out of it.
Oh, down to the bottom, artifacts.
Where am I looking?
Left-hand side in the side menu, right at the bottom.
Well, that seems different. That seems larger. So let's do. So this is going to be like an internal feed. Use packages public sources to this feed. Only use packages published to this feed. That's probably, I don't know. Either of them seems fine to me. Connect to the feed to get started. So this is going to tell me how to get it working from, yeah, Visual Studio and stuff. So that's cool. So then if we knew how to connect our build pipeline to that, oh, that was an artifacts tab there. What does that do? Oh no, it's analytics. Just saw the word A.
Is retention there only for build logs?
I think so.
Okay, what about, can you go to, if you head back to the config there, Simon, there's a releases piece, which actually allows you to tap into the artifacts.
Right. So I'm just looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
So this looks like it could be what we need is artifacts, but it's just an example. Utility path to publish. Artifact name drop. But this doesn't seem like it mentions anything about YAML. It's still kind of using the old user interface too. Right. YAML schema is not a very helpful page. Azure pipeline. Create your first pipeline. Artifacts and release management. Alright, let's try creating my first pipeline. Okay, so new pipeline. Oh, that's not useful. I need maybe to know how to create my second pipeline.
I think you really want to go back and look at the releases pipeline stuff.
Like in over here?
Yeah.
Here? A new pipeline?
And click empty job over on the right hand side. It's wanting to force you into a template, but
Build.
the source is a build pipeline.
Okay. So we're plumbing a couple of pipelines together here.
No version is available from, or the latest version has no artifacts. Please check the source pipeline.
Okay, so that makes sense to me. We still got to figure out how to publish an artifact from the build.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there has to be something in YAML that we add just telling it the path of what our artifact is.
Really not got much out there.
So for .NET output, one of the things when we do .NET publish, there's apparently a variable called build.artifact staging directory that we can put things to.
So I might just be able to output it to that directory and it'll magically work.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm game. So it's probably a way to set the output directory. I would love it if it was -o. It is. Cool. Okay, so -o, and then do you know how to find that variable? What's it called?
Yeah, so dollar bracket build dot artifact staging directory.
All one word?
Yeah, but it's not camel case, it's the one where the first one is also uppercase.
Okay,
Pascal case.
I think so.
And then it says that we also need to include the publish build artifacts task. Do we figure out how to add tasks here?
Well, I can add steps,
Steps?
which I think is a task.
Try dash task. I think that just includes the task in colon space publish build artifacts at one. Pascal case again.
Publish, build, at one, like that.
Yep.
You think it's okay where it is? I noticed that everything else is on a separate line.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think so.
that over to a separate line. Should it be under steps, or is it a whole separate thing?
It doesn't say, to be honest, in this docs, but you don't want it on a separate line.
Oh, no.
It's the,
Because this is a child of steps. I would have thought it would be. Well, let's try it.
yeah, we'll give it a try. Could possibly go wrong.
Everything.
Right, so the differentiator there is a task. So a step is something that you can create, you can basically call, like, shell out. Whereas a task is a predefined tool. So like the NuGet installer, VS build, VS test, those are things.
Well, okay, so I think script is probably the thing. So script is like
Script
it's
is
a
a
task.
Script,
Yeah,
sorry.
built-in thing.
Yeah, you can run that. Because it looks like in the schema it could be like script, bash, PowerShell, checkout, task, or a further step template.
Okay, so we're potentially on the right track here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Publish artifacts succeeded. Artifacts. We have artifacts.
Hey-o.
Cool. Okay, well let's go back to this thing and see if that can add.
Oh, it's there.
Is it?
Magic. Under Artifacts Explorer for that build, there is a
Oh, that warning
NuGet
is gone.
package.
Oh, artifacts. Cool. Does it have the right stuff in it?
Yeah, it has a nupkeg in it, so looks good.
Okay, so we've added the artifacts. Stage 1. Add a...
Wait, release pipelines. This is like the... Didn't they have that whole release manager integration? I wonder if this is like... Because I saw some like pre and post verification tasks and things like that, right? So is it like this person has to approve it and those kinds of things? These different stages?
You can do that. So in our scenario here, we're going to try deploying... Let's see if there's a NuGet task in here. There is no NuGet task in here.
Just execute a script or something?
Well, if we're doing this properly,
I'm surprised there isn't a
it
bigger
should
one.
be built in. So we must be doing something wrong. Maybe this isn't supposed to be part of a release pipeline, but that makes sense to me. Like you would want this to be gated because you'd want to release to your local repository first, maybe do some testing, and then push it out to a public one.
Yeah, one of the things that we always do before we push it out to NuGet, or one of the things that we learned to do before we push it out to NuGet, is to put it on a different feed or even publish it locally and then install that package and try to make sure it works before we send it upstream. What about deploy? Like, I wonder if it's like the word to look for is deploy.
Add a stage. I want to add a task, I think. Tasks, maybe? Ah, okay. So maybe this is a little bit better. Agent. This looks more promising.
This looks better.
Heyo.
Command push, I guess. Okay, so that looks good. This account, target feed, private GenFu. This looks cool. Let's try saving and see what happens.
So that looks like it's publishing to like the Azure DevOps private NuGet feed.
I think that's probably our...
That's good. That's what we want initially.
Save.
And then we'll want a way to promote that up to public NuGet at some point.
Selected folder all pipeline. Okay, so new release pipelines, all pipelines.
Well, you can go to the pipeline now and create.
I had a
Create a release.
well, I kind of want to name this thing. I had a pipeline. Name GenFu private. Save. No comments. All right, let's just go kick off a build and see what happens. Q. Yeah, looks good to me. So I don't have any version numbers set or anything like that, but we'll just give this a try. See what ends up getting published. It's probably going to be like version 1.
So when you configured the release pipeline, then was that tied to the output of the build, so it'll automatically trigger off the build?
Yeah, so when I was setting it up, the first step there in the pipeline, is setting up artifacts. So you could set up multiple artifacts here if you had several builds. So if you had like a bunch of builds that culminated in a bunch of packages or a bunch of, I don't know, stuff, you could push it out like that. And then also this stuff can be gated, so I can set like conditions here. So this is automatic at the moment, but I could do things like I could schedule it, so I could like queue up a bunch of stuff and then only at midnight push stuff out. Or I can set up some approvals.
There's approvals and right, okay. And define gates. Interesting. I wonder what kind of other gates you could add. Oh, just can you add another gate?
Yeah,
what kind of gate options are there?
all sorts of stuff.
Very cool.
So I could call out to an Azure function. So I could call out to something that like
knows about the private feed or whatever, and
yeah, I mean, I was thinking even stuff like you could call out to a function that would return how busy your site is, and if the load on your site is above a certain level, maybe you don't do deployments, something like that. I don't know. Probably lots of options here. Yes, I'd like to leave this page.
But you could, in theory, push it out. Like, I mean, you could get into the complex areas where we worked before, where it's like push it out to your staging environment, run some performance gated, like a performance test, and gate it off of that, right?
Yeah.
Before you even let a human know that things are good to go.
Yeah. Okay, so it did not trigger because I did not have continuous deployment enabled on it. So I don't really want to build it again, so I'm just going to go and I'll build it in the background, maybe. But then I will also build it, just kick off the pipeline manually. Release 1 has been created. We've made big improvements. Yes, you have. Oh, look at that spinner. I didn't even read the improvements, but I bet that's one of them. Damn, that looks nice. Waiting for the request to be queued. Let me go back and look at the other spinner because it's nicer. My stages are stupidly named. This is not stage 3. Edit the release pipeline. It's never clear to me how to edit stuff. There we go. Stage 3. This is private. I will say there are some inconsistencies in this user interface around when you have to click save and when you don't have to click save. You see, okay, so now I have to click save here. All right, so stage 3 has succeeded. So if we go to artifacts, private GenFu. I don't really know what to do now. I guess connect to the feed. See what's on it.
I feel like this is allowing it to... Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. Okay, this is just instructions. This isn't like a configuration thing.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna kick up Visual Studio here and see if I can get it to talk to this feed. It's done by writing component cache. Still writing a component cache. I'll treat everybody to having the progress bar available. All right. Boop. No, I'm not disabling Code Rush. Good luck. I'm gonna open up a random project here and just look at the feed for it. Do whatever you need to. Alright, manage NuGet packages. Package, so let's go to the settings here. And let's add a new one. Right. Package source to that. Do I have to set anything? Update? I assume this is going to want to authenticate me with it. No packages found. Alright, that's upsetting. So I would kind of expect there to be stuff here. New feed? Maybe I need to add a feed to it. Name GenFu. Oh no,
That's the same level of thing we already created.
alright, my pipeline is broken in some way. Oh, there's a warning. What's the warning? No packages match the search path. Oh, okay, so we just didn't manage to publish anything. Let's go back to our builds. So download artifacts. Downloaded GenFu preview new path. Okay, so it actually has a version number associated with it. That's interesting. Alright, so maybe we have some bad regular expressions here, picking out the stuff we publish. We've got tasks, you get publish. Just should publish everything that's in new pack.
There are some other options down below that under advanced. I don't know. Control.
I don't think so. Let's go back
No.
and take a look at what gets downloaded here. So drop GenFu. Maybe we need to just, like, what if we took out the artifact staging directory? Just publish everything that's in new pack. That might just be, maybe we need to push something into that directory, or the download directory isn't quite the same as that. Still one warning.
I was talking away.
Yes,
You
sir.
didn't hear me because I was muted. I was just going to say, I know that Dave had to drop off. Adding package to the feed. So that actually went further than we did before. Why don't you check in Visual Studio now?
There it is!
Hey, there it is.
Look at that!
Success.
Cool.
Hey.
All right.
Wow.
So I'm
What
gonna.
was the magic sauce there?
I just had the wrong directory, I think.
So we removed that extra part of the path and we just went to the directory instead.
So
okay.
I definitely feel like there's probably some variable that I could use to get this drop directory, but I don't know off the top of my head what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so that is pretty decent, I think. That feels like a good kind of stopping point. My thoughts on this Azure DevOps right now is that it's way prettier, it's way more usable, but documentation is terrible at the moment. Like, there's nothing out there in terms of examples on that YAML file, which is unfortunate.
That without the three of us kind of throwing around some of the ideas there, conceptually it was hard to connect all the dots until we were, what about? So I think this would be something that's hard to do on your own right now.
Yeah, definitely. And it doesn't seem to be, like, pushing people into that YAML file right off the bat doesn't feel like a good experience, I think, for most developers.
Especially if you're coming from a world where you're doing something like the one that comes to mind off the hop is Octopus Deploy, where you can add as many steps in as you want to, and there's templated variables around how you can interact with those steps, and it feels like that piece is missing right now.
Yeah, I'm confident that there's either some bug here or we're just not doing something properly.
We're missing some UI.
Yeah, I can't believe that that's just the way that it is.
Like there needs to be, like, this isn't a pipeline, right? This is just
Well, it is a pipeline, and this, like, the YAML file is very nice in terms of you can set up a whole build within it, and you can have a bunch of stuff that runs on different build images, so it runs in parallel and that sort of stuff. And I really like this model, and this is something that Circle CI does very well. So you can set up like multiple virtual machine images. So if you had a product that you needed to build on 2 or 3 platforms, you could do it nicely with this.
Sure, but how do you call this a pipeline though? Like, going back to that UI, like, I can add one thing, which is a YAML file.
Well,
I mean, the rest
yes.
of the chaining is beautiful. Like the way that you can step through the rest of that. But I feel like there may be use cases where you want more than one step here in just the build itself.
Oh yeah. You can definitely have one. Well, each one of these things is a step. So this is the build pipeline.
Right. Sure. It's just not revealed via UI.
Yes, and that's the problem.
In fact, after the initial creation, we weren't even able to edit it from the UI. We had to go back to GitHub.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll revisit this. We'll go chat with some, I want to call them VSTS people, but I guess they're now like Microsoft Azure DevOps people, and we'll see where we fell down on that. So let's revisit this maybe in a week's time with some more details.
Yeah, but exciting stuff. And it was actually, like, I mean, now that we've got the concepts in place, I feel like if we were to go through and do this again, we'd probably do it in like 6 minutes. So there's not a lot of, I think once people get over that initial hump of just learning some of the, again, I'm saying the word concepts a lot, but just understanding how those pieces fit in or whatever, it's not an overly complicated thing, very powerful build pipeline inline.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, thanks everybody for joining us in this wild build chase, and we'll see everybody in the next episode.
Remember to like, comment, and share, and tell your friends to subscribe.
But don't subscribe yourself.